Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am super duper excited for this video because y'all, I always try to think of you when I'm creating videos. I want them to be fun. I want them to be helpful. But today's video is honestly like it speaks to my heart because I literally get to just play with makeup. I get to play with makeup because Amy Loves and Adept collaborated together. They came out with this beautiful face palette and eyeshadow palette. I did create a video already using these two palettes together, and I will link that here and down below if you want to go ahead and check that out. But I did something today. I have spent the last several days working to create 6 different eyeshadow looks for you using this palette, and my goal in these eyeshadow looks is, if you are not new, then you will know my personal style, my personal eyeshadow style, makeup style is a little bit more toned down, not quite so colorful and bold, but more of like the simple, easy, quick looks. And so that is what I wanted to do with this palette because this palette is so beautiful, right? Like it's sparkly, it's shimmery, we love it, there's color in there. But I wanted to create looks for just like someone like me who's just an everyday girl, like simple, quick, easy makeup, something that you can wear on the day-to-day that's not going to be super extravagant and creative. There are so many wonderful creative artists out there. I am not a makeup artist. I just like to play in makeup, and my looks tend to be a little bit more toned down and neutral and simple. So that is what we are here to do today. I also did play a little bit more with the blush palette and highlighter palette because in my initial video I mixed the two together, so I wanted to try them separately and try both of the highlighter palettes. That is all in here, but I don't want to keep rambling because this is going to be a long video. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the first look. I am thinking I want to do something just like simple and basic. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use mocha, but I'm not sure if I want to do floral on the lid or pink on the lid. That's what I'm thinking. I'm also trying to get outside of the box with my makeup brushes because I tend to use the same makeup brushes every single time I do my makeup. So we are going to try the Sigma E35 tapered blending, and I am going to use that to dip into mocha right here. I like this shade mocha because it looks like it's a little bit of like a deeper gray vibe, and this Sigma brush I'm hoping is going to do a nice job of blending it out. I'm going to start putting it in the crease and then blending upward. And I may go in with a separate brush to create a little bit more pigment and depth in the crease in just a moment. I actually think I like the way that this brush is depositing the pigment and blending out. I'm obviously, for the sake of time, I'm going to cut out the amount of time that I am spending blending, but I did want to let you know that I'm just layering. So I'm taking my time, I'm depositing the color right here in my socket and blending, and then when there's no product left on my brush, I'm just taking the fluffy end of the brush and lightly blending out the edges. So several tries of that, and I feel like I've been able to build it up the way that I like. I'm just going to take a moment to, you know, continue blending out those edges for just a minute. I am going to take an E33 from Sigma and use that same mocha shade and just put that right underneath the lower lash line as well. One thing I will say about Adept shimmers, if you're just wearing them, I don't know, like 6 to 8 hours, I don't think you necessarily need some sort of glitter glue or adhesive to keep the shimmer down, but I often wear my makeup for like over 14 hours. I apply it in the morning, 5:30. I don't wash it off till like 9 o'clock at night if it's a work day. So I am going to take a little bit of the NYX glitter glue, and this just kind of helps those shimmers, especially since I've gone in with a powder. I feel like it's going to help those shimmers stick and stay on the lid where I press them. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that down, and then we are going to go in with our lid shade. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to go in with floral. I'm going to use my BK203, my favorite, MAC Fix Plus, and then I'm going to take pink and put that in the inner corner. In my original video using this palette, I did not use a glitter glue, so you can definitely check that out if you want to see what it would look like without, but I am going for longevity today. This floral shade is beautiful. I just want y'all to know it is taking everything in me to not use that lavender shade again because I love it so much. But this floral is a beautiful, beautiful shade as well. And I think that it looks really nice with mocha. I think that is looking beautiful. Here is a touch of pink on the inner corner, just to give it a little bit of a pop. And then I'm going to jump off, put some mascara on, and I'll show you the finished look in just a moment. Be right back. Here is the finished look right here. And the lip combo that I went with today is none other than Natasha Denona, My Dream, the lip liner, and the lipstick. Why don't we go ahead and jump into look number 2. Okay, so we're gonna create 2 more eye looks, but I thought we would go in with the face palette because in my initial video, I used both of the blushes together. So I thought this time we would use just Mishka, and I'll put that on my cheeks so that you can see what it looks like alone. And then for another look, we'll use just the red one, Cupid. But I am going to put a little bit of Mishka right here on my cheeks. Oh, it's very pigmented. I do want to say, these shades are very, very pigmented. So here is Mishka on the cheeks, nothing over here. And I did not go into this Aries shade, so I think I'm going to take my Sigma F35. The blush brush I used was my Sigma F40. And I am going to dip into Aries, tap it off because it looks very pigmented. And we are going to put this right here on the high points of my cheeks. There's definitely like glitter in here, it looks like. And when I'm brushing it onto my face, I am seeing a little bit of glitter fallout. So, I mean, that's not my personal preference in a highlighter. I do think it's pretty, but I think I'm more likely to use Athena. Athena is more my style, but I did still want to show you what that looked like. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on this side. Okay, we are primed and ready. So truth be told, I would love to take Mi Amor and Pisces and see what those two look like together. But I think for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do 1997 and Pisces, and I'm gonna do Mi Amor and Indies so that we can see what that is looking like. I am going to first do this eye right here, and I'm gonna go in with 1997. I'm gonna take my BK 201, and we are just going to put this through the crease. This is a fluffy brush. To be perfectly honest, I probably should have gone in with my 202. But we'll go in with this one first, and then I'll probably go in with my 202 just to create a little bit more definition. This is really fluffy though, so it's going to blend it out nicely into this transition section of my eyelid right here. Okay, taking my 202, which is just a little bit smaller, a little bit more dense, the same 1997 shade, and I'm just going to put this in the crease so that it's a little bit lower for a little bit more definition, and then I'll use the 201 with no additional product to kind of blend the edges, but I want to build this up in the crease a little bit. I'm gonna take my BK 207, and I don't know that I've used Billion much yet, so I'm gonna dip into that. I might have used it, I don't know. But I'm gonna take Billion much and just put this on the outer V. Then we're gonna go in with my BK 203 and the star of the show, which is Pisces. Can you see that beautiful shift? I am very excited about this shade, and of course I'm going to spray my brush with Fix Plus after putting the shadow on my brush so that we get the most shine. This is that shade Pisces. I have been waiting to get my fingers on this shade here because it is so stinking beautiful. I'm going to take a little bit on my ring finger and just press that onto the lid as well. There's like a beautiful, beautiful shift happening here. If you're looking for longevity, I would recommend using a glitter glue before putting the shimmer down. But honestly, I'm gonna be washing this off a little bit later. I'm gonna wear it for a little bit, but I am at home today. It is Memorial Day. We're gonna be grilling out. It's supposed to be super hot here in Texas, so I just wanted to play because I've taken the weekend off to be with my family, so I wanted to play with some makeup today. I am going to go in with a clean pencil brush from Sigma and that 1997 shade, and just run that along the lower lash line. I have my handy dandy Sigma switch. I finally cleaned my brushes, finally cleaned my Sigma switch, and I'm gonna use the same brushes, but I think I'm gonna start with my BK202 first. So I'm cleaning it off on my Sigma switch, and I'm gonna go into that Mi Amor shade right here and place it right throughout my crease, getting the color where I want it. I'm gonna build it up a little bit, and then I'll take that fluffier brush with just like a smidgen of pigment and blend out the edges. Although I feel like the 202 is doing a good job by itself. Back in with my BK207, I'm going into this shade right here in Scrunchy and putting that right here in the outer V. Time for the star of the show. I'm going to use the other side of my 203. We're going to go into Indie. This beautiful sparkly goodness here. Of course, I'm going to spray it and we're going to put that on the lid. And here is that beautiful shade Indie. That is so, so pretty. Such a beautiful sparkly look. And I am not a huge like blue wearer, but y'all, this shade, I could definitely see myself wearing this when I'm looking for a blue look. You have the sparkle, you have the shine. I cannot say it enough how much I love the Adept shimmer formula. Like, it's just, it's on another level, y'all. Taking the same pencil brush, going back into that Mi Amor shade, running that along the lower lash line. Mi Amor, though, I feel like doesn't get as deep as some of the other shimmers. So, these are mattes, as some of the other mattes. So I am going to take a little bit of Scrunchy in just a moment and put that just on the outer part to create a little bit of definition. I did not do that on the 1997 side because I didn't feel like it needed it. But this Mi Amor shade is the lightest matte. So I want to be able to take a little bit of Scrunchy and just deepen that up right here. I'm going to take this beautiful Lights Up shade, pop that on the inner corner here. Ooh, sparkly and shiny. And then I'm going to go into that light pink shade, pop that on this side. Also, so sparkly and shiny. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, put some mascara on, pick a lip, and I'll be right back to show you looks 2 and 3. Okay, so here are the finished looks here. This is the look where we used Pisces all over the lid. I picked this shirt because I thought that it would pull nicely with both the purple but then also the blue in Indie. Beautiful, beautiful looks. I love them both. For the lips, I did take ColourPop Beeper and my bougie Tom Ford Blush Nude Lipstick, but I also wanted like a little bit of multi-dimensional shine on the lips, so I went in with my friend Heather Austin's collab with Unearthly, the Omen lip gloss for that extra sparkle and shine. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the next look or looks. Okay, so I'm gonna do looks 4 and 5 today, but I did want to reach into this palette again because I wanted to use this red shade by itself in Cupid and the Athena highlight. So I am going to take my Sigma F40 large angled contour and I'm gonna go in lightly because y'all, this red is pigmented. I can make it work on my fair skin, but it is pigmented. I do want to show you though what it looks like on its own. So I am just going to blend that in to the cheeks very lightly. It is a beautiful, very pigmented shade, but I do like that I'm able to go in lightly. And I feel like this red will also look beautiful on deeper skin tones as well. Just taking whatever's left over, running that on the bridge of my nose for a little bit of color. And then I'm gonna go in with that F35 highlighter, and I'm gonna go in with Athena, this one right here. I do love this Athena shade. I like that it is definitely a very blingy highlighter, but it doesn't have quite the sparkle that Aries does. I think Athena is going to be more my style. Taking a little bit on the tip of my nose, running a bit down the bridge, and this is what we're looking like. Let's jump into the eyes. Eyes are primed and set. We are ready to go. My goal here today is I definitely want to use this stunning shade, and I think I also want to use either Glam or Vibes. I'm a little bit undecided. I might do Vibes, Stunning, or I might try and put Stunning and Vibes together and Glam. I don't know, something of the sort. That is the plan today. I, of course, have my handy dandy Sigma switch. I am going to go in, nope, not with this one. I did that last time. I am going to go in with my BK202, just brush off any of the pigment that I have left. And for Stunning, I think I'm gonna go in with this Mocha shade right here. And I am going to put Mocha in the crease because it is that like beautiful, cool toned gray. And the nice thing about this BK202 is I can deposit it right in my socket, but also blend it out since it is a little bit fluffier as well. Then taking my BK207, going in with Billion Much right here, and like I've been doing with all of these looks, we are going to pop that in the outer corner for some definition. I do have my BK203, and I took this beautiful silver shade in Stunning, and I think what I'm going to do is focus this on the front half of my lid, because I think I'm going to take that Vibes shade and put that toward the back, just because I really want to play y'all. This video, I hope it's helpful for you. I hope y'all enjoy it, but more than anything, it gives me an excuse to play. Taking a little bit of my finger and that Stunning shade just for a little bit more opacity and shine, and then I'm going to use the fluffy end of this brush to blend those edges out. If you were going for quick, easy, everyday, you could totally stop there and just put Stunning all over the lid, but I did dip into Vibes right here, and I think I'm just going to put that right here on the outer part. I'm overlapping it with Stunning a little bit and putting it on top of the matte, and this really is just for me to have a little bit more playtime. But I think if you took either one of these, like if you wanted it to be a little bit of a lighter look, just Stunning would be great. If you wanted a little bit of a smokier vibe, then Vibes would be good for that. Taking my Sigma pencil brush, going into Mocha, and I am going to run that along the lower lash line here. I've been thinking about how I want to incorporate glam. I think I'm gonna start with 1997. I thought about starting with Mocha, using my Sigma switch, taking my BK202, and 1997, which is a little bit more of that brown undertone, and I'm gonna lay that down first. I am taking my BK201, just a tap of 1997, just because I wanna bring that shade up a little bit higher. So this brush that is a bit fluffier will help me kind of blend it a little bit higher up on the lid. Then I'm going back in with my BK207 and going into that scrunchy shade right here, following this same routine we've been doing, putting that in the outer corner. Again, with these shimmers, you could use some sort of glitter glue if you're going for longevity. I'm literally filming at home with my kids on summer break, so I'm not really going for a full day of wear, so I don't really feel like that's necessary, which is why you only saw me do it in the first look and not these following looks. So I actually have Glam on my finger first, just because it is a bit of a chunkier formula. And I'm going to press it onto the lid. I feel like my finger is going to give me the least amount of fallout. It's almost like there's a little bit of a purple tint on my finger after the fact. It looks silver in the pan. When I rub it on my finger, getting a little bit of a purple effect, which I think is beautiful. But this definitely is a chunky glitter. This is for those glam days if you have an event. It doesn't feel chunky on my eye, but it definitely looks it. I'm gonna try and blend that out just a touch. I need to get in that inner corner. I might not try to just because of the glitter flecks. That may have to be my inner corner shade. At this point, my brush is just going to move the shade around, the glitter flecks around, and I don't really want to do that. So we are going to stop there. I'm going to take my pencil brush, go into that 1997 shade. I do not think that Glam is going to be a favorite shade for me. I don't really like the chunkiness of it. It's kind of giving me like pressed glitter vibes. I don't think it's a pressed glitter. I don't recall hearing Amy or Adept talk about it as a pressed glitter, but it definitely is chunky. And when I tried to use my brush to like blend out the crease, it just moves the shimmer flakes everywhere. And I don't necessarily love that. I don't have a ton of fallout because I did use my finger, but I just don't love that. So I'm gonna take pink on my pinky and put it on this side and try to get a little bit in that inner corner with my finger. That inner corner might be a little blank, that's okay. And then I'm gonna go in with Lights Up, also my pinky, and put that one on this side here. I'm going to go ahead and put some lipstick on, my mascara, finish the look, and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so here are looks 3 and 4? No, 4 and 5. These are looks 4 and 5. We have this one right here with Stunning, that silver look, and then we have Glam, which is pulling purple vibes. I think they are both beautiful. And then my lip combo, if you are curious, it is the LYS Speak Love Lip Liner in Soulful. I topped it with Barbara from NARS, and for a little extra oomph with some gloss, I went in with the shade Nudie from Lawless. I do believe I'm going to do one final look, so let's go ahead and jump into that one. We are here for the 6th and final look. It is going to be the look that you'll see in the intro and the conclusion. Super simple. And I know that I want to use Lights Up all over the lid. I've been using it in the inner corner. I just don't know if I want to do 1997 or Mocha. So I think I honestly might just do a variation, because why not? And then we can see how different it looks. So I am going to first go in with my BK202, and I'm going to tap into 1997, which is a little bit more of the brown shade. We'll put 1997 on this side and blend it out, and then I'll put Mocha, which is the gray, on the other side. That's my plan. We'll see if it looks any different. Taking my fluffy BK201, just tapping lightly into 1997, and this is really just to make sure that I'm bringing it up high enough on my lid, because I have hooded eyes, so when I open them, you can't really see the makeup. It can be hidden. So this fluffier brush is going to help me blend and bring it up high enough to the point where it can be seen when my eyes are open. I'm just using my handy dandy Sigma switch again. We're going back into 202, but this time I'm gonna take Mocha and do the same thing. I'm gonna follow the same placement, but this one is the gray tone. So I feel like using 1997 and Mocha will give us a slight variation, but it's probably not something that I imagine would be visible to the naked eye. You'd probably have to be like up close in my face in order to notice this subtle difference, because I'm gonna use the same placement and the same lid shade. I also took that mocha shade on my fluffy brush, and again, doing the same thing, just trying to buff and blend and bring it up a little bit. Okay, so this is 1997, this is mocha, just a slight variation, more gray, more brown. We're gonna do the same thing on the lid though. I'm gonna take this Lights Up shade, this light shade that I've been using on my inner corner, and of course I'm going to go into my handy dandy BK203, spray my brush and get that on the lid. Here is that Lights Up shade. It has been beautiful on the inner corner, but I honestly was super curious about what it would look like all over the lid too. I kind of went back and forth on, should I do Lights Up all over the lid or should I take that pink shade all over the lid? But I'm pretty sure when Amy created a look, she took pink and put it all over the lid with that gray mocha shade, and we're pretty similar in our skin color. So I decided just to see what the Lights Up shade looked like instead. And so here is Lights Up against that gray mocha shade. You'll notice I do take a little bit up into the crease. That's why I like the 203, because it's flat on one side, so I can really press the shadow on, but I can blend with the tip. I am going to take a little bit on my finger too, just because this is a little bit of a lighter shade, a little bit more iridescent, if you will. So I want to get the best bang from a buck here. This next part you've seen a bunch of times. Taking my Sigma pencil brush, I am going to dip into mocha on this side and 1997 on this side, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the pink shade and pop that in the inner corner. I'm going to do some mascara, and I will be right back to show you what it's looking like. Okay, so here is the final look with the two different crease shades, but Lights Up on the lid. We also have a lip combo here. I have the LYS Soulful Speak Love lip liner, and I topped it with Very Victoria from Charlotte Tilbury. Why don't we go ahead, I'm gonna zoom you out and we're gonna wrap up the video. Okay, I wanna keep the ending short and sweet because I feel like this video is going to be a long one. We've been here for a while, but those are 6 new looks that I created using the Adept Amy Loves palette. It is stunning, I love it so much. I did wanna just update you and let you know that when I used this Glam shade, it did stain my eyes a little bit. There was a little bit of like a pinky purple leftover residual residue on that eye for like a day or two. I didn't notice any irritation or anything like that, but I did want to let you know I don't think that's my favorite shade. I'm not into like the chunkiness of it, but it did look beautiful on. If I had to pick a favorite, I would say lavender. I'm a shimmer girl, so I love the shine, the shimmers, the works. I think this is a beautiful palette. I am definitely going to be getting some more use out of it, and I also hope that you enjoyed seeing the Amy Loves face palette on. I was able now to use these two together in my original video, and you saw both of the highlighters and both of the blush palettes separately, or blush shades separately, I should say. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments down below which look is your favorite. Did you pick this up? I would love to hear from you. But otherwise, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.